What's up, mi gente? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am talking about Guardian Warrior Solutions' new bang hanger, which is a holster adapter system. Before I get into that, I just want to say continue to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with a friend. I'm trying to grow the channel, and I appreciate all the support. Continue to comment and hit that notification so you get notified of videos. All right, enough about that. Let's talk about the bang hanger. So what is the bang hanger? What you see right here on my Core Essentials belt, it is a holster adapter system, just like a True North Concepts, right, adapter to add your whatever holster adapter you're using, whether that may be a Safari Lane QLS, Tech Lock, and Alien Gear, G Code, etc. So Guardian Warrior Solutions makes these adapters for your holster. They also make, which I've done a video, is mounting solutions for your mag pouches. It's a law enforcement owned company, so they make gear that's tried and true. It's used on duty and all that. And I have a few friends that are on duty that use this bang hanger. I will tell you guys that I've always used the True North Concepts. Well, within the last few years, the True North Concepts holster adapter system, which I like, but I wanted to try a bang hanger out, so I got one from Guardian Warrior Solutions. No affiliation with them. I bought it with my own money. So let's talk about it. So when you get this, and I'll show you guys, I'll put it next to it, True North Concepts and all that, so you can see the differences. When you get this bang hanger from Guardian Solutions, it's going to come in this little package here. You're going to get the bang hanger, a stiffener plate, and a little bag of hardware, and some blue Loctite, because he does say in the directions, and a little card that tells you how to mount it. Definitely use the blue Loctite for the hardware. So the hardware that's supplied is just for your bang hanger itself, not for whatever holster adapter system you're using, whether that be the QLS, like I said previously. So you get the bang hanger, which is right here, and a stiffener plate. What is the stiffener plate? It is just an identical cut plate of what they're using, which is like a rigid Tigris material. It's just another plate to put behind it to stiffen it, and you could stack those. So it does come with one, but if you go on their website, they're about $10, I believe. For more, you could get more than one if you want to make this more rigid, if you feel that it's not rigid enough. Without one, it's rigid. Like my buddy who runs this, he doesn't run the stiffener plate. I do like it, and I felt like it did stiffen it up a little bit, but it is rigid enough. That material that they use is super rigid. Now the way you mount it on your belt, just like any holster adapter system, you could go through your MOLLE. They give you 3 tabs, as you see. I did mount it through the MOLLE because I like having my belt here open to adhere with the inner belt. But unlike the True North Concepts, which is aluminum, if you go through the MOLLE, and I've said this in the video, it tends to rip up your MOLLE. It's super, super rigid aluminum. The arms are a little thick, so it ripped the MOLLE off my Ronin belt when I was running one. So on those, I go outside over the belt, which you can with this too. If you don't want to round it through the MOLLE and risk damaging your MOLLE, then do that. I don't have this long enough to know if the bang hanger will eventually tear the MOLLE out like the True North Concepts did, but I ran it through. It's a little different. Again, these arms are like Tigris material, and they're thin enough to run through the MOLLE and not kind of put a lot of pressure on them, I think, but time will tell. But again, you could run them outside the belt and just clamp them. They're clamped, if you can see here, by 3 little screws with T-posts. Now they give you the exact hardware to mount it, and it's super easy. You just mount it over the belt where you want, and on the front here you're going to use the supplied screw and a washer. So the washers are important because it really adds rigidity to it, and so it won't come loose. And then you have a rubber spacer in between, right? That's going to be in between when you're closing up those arms here, the little flaps, and then another T-post and washer behind it. Super easy. So washer nut through, rubber spacer, and on the back, washer, T-post, and they give you enough hardware for all 3 of them. Once you do 2, it's super rigid. I did 3 because it came, but I think even having 3 mounting points on this thing is probably overkill. 2 would be enough, but I guess with the width, you need to use 3. And then as you see here, if you guys could see, I'll show you the belt. I'll show you a better view later when I put it next to the True North Concepts. They give you tons and tons of laser cut holes here to mount whatever system you're using. Like I'm using the QLS, and I like this type of negative cant. So you have tons and tons of holes to do that and put whatever cant you want on that. That's another thing I really liked. As well as if you want to mount this a little higher or a little lower, you can. And yes, you run a leg strap with it. They also did some laser cut slits here on both sides if you want to run a leg strap traditionally through it. But if you have like a pivoting style leg strap like I have here, there's also 3 holes here, depending on where you're putting your holster mount, to mount whatever grommet you have, and nut, so you could still get that pivot. Like I'm using the Sidekick from Shaw Concepts. So again, really impressed with it. Super rigid. I love that it has tons and tons of options for canting and where you want to put your holster, and it's very similar as far as to the True North Concepts. And I'll put them side by side, and I'll show you guys. Let me just adjust the camera so you guys can see them kind of side by side and see what they both look like. One sec. All right, guys, I'm back. So just to show you the Guardian Warrior Solutions bang hanger, it mounts right here. This is the 3 little slots that I was saying that go through the MOLLE, and there's all the laser cut holes here, so you can cant that holster adapter, whatever holster system you're using. And there's those slits here on both sides if you want to run your leg strap, or the 3 holes to mount your grommet. But that's how it's going to mount. Here is a True North Concept. This is on my other belt. This is the True North Concepts. Same type of holster adapter. Again, it's a little, you see, it's a little wider than the True North Concepts, but it is thinner, and it's not made out of aluminum, obviously. What I was talking about is mounting. See how I mounted this over the MOLLE, not through. I mounted the belt. So you could do that the same thing with the bang hanger. It's really depending on how you want to adjust it. Now, with the True North Concepts, you can only get 20 degrees of cant is the most, unless you run like the AXL version. I believe you get 30. You could get more cant. I think this has more options to give you a little bit more, cant and all that. So I did like that, but they're very similar, guys. You know what I'm saying? Just so you guys could look at them side by side. Very similar, do the same job, just a little wider than the True North Concepts. All right, guys, I just wanted to show you that little side-by-side comparison, just give you a close-up so you could see how it pretty much, how the mount is and how all the options to mount your holster adapter system and all that is. Just going to move this table a little forward and just throw it on for you guys so you guys could see, like strap it up and just show you guys. Now, I've been running the True North Concepts for a while, and I wanted to try this bang hanger. Like I said, a bunch of my buddies have it, and they really just swear by it, really like it. So I said, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. That's the reason I ordered it. And listen, I like trying new products as they come out, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you find something that's just a bit better, and I'm okay with that. I really liked going through all their adapters for my mag holders. So especially because I use the dynamic principles, and really loving the Guardian Warrior Solution stuff. So I knew I was gonna like this. So right off the bat, because I have been messing with it a little bit, I could tell you that what I like about the bang hanger, and this could be just by the material that it uses. It's not aluminum. It's like a rigid Tigris. It molds to your leg a little better than my True North Concepts. I didn't have like a hot spot. Wasn't really like a bother. I know some guys do like the core pads behind them, just for comfort on the True North Concepts, and you could do that as well as for this, like the ice vents. But this thing is super comfortable. It's also a little lighter. That's the reason why I wanted to try the bang hanger. I was trying to do a light setup for for a belt. If I'm instructing, kind of wearing it all day, I wanted to do just a light setup, and I'm really impressed with it. Really like it, guys. So it's on here. I'm just showing you. Just mounts just like a True North Concepts. I marked it where it rides for me. Again, that's going to be different for you. Just going to throw on my holster, which is a Safariland 6354 RDSO. Just to show you guys, say for the video, showing you. And it is rigid. I mean, it feels just like my True North Concepts. It does not, there's no flex, there's no flop in it. Now, like I said, you don't have to use that stiffener plate. I did. I wasn't feeling like a flex or a sag issue. But as I tend to sometimes I rest my hand here. I did feel like it flexed a little bit when putting pressure there. So I added a stiffener plate. It came with it anyway. It wasn't something extra. What do I need? I think another? No. I think what does supply you, the one stiffener plate is fine, but you could play with that. Put it on and see if it fits for you. It's not, but it is a really nice holster adapter, a option for the products that are out there, which really True North Concepts is what you see everywhere. Right, that's what I've known, but now you're starting to see these bang hangers, and for a reason. Pricing is good. A True North Concepts holster adapter is going to cost you about $90 to $100, a little more if you're using the AXL version. That one's like $115, $120 because of the recessed hardware and all that. The bang hanger is $59.99, so it's $60, guys. So I was really impressed with that. I actually ordered another one. Not that I'm not going to be using my True North Concepts, but I really like this and just ordered another one for my other setup. I like that it's thinner. I like that I feel it less than my True North Concepts. That's what I could tell you. So I'm really liking it. Super rigid, guys. Check them out. Guardian Warrior Solutions. Again, when you get it, it's going to come with all the hardware that you need to mount that. Just follow the directions and definitely mount it the way they say with the blue Loctite. Screw, washer, spacer right in the middle, and then behind it, washer, T-post. Now, I don't have tons of time with this to let you know if how long this lasts. Does the hardware rip through because it's not aluminum and it is like that tigress material? I can tell you that my buddy's been running it all year and he had no issue. I looked at it, inspected it. It wasn't, that was one of the questions I had, ripping through. I think if you don't use the supplied washers, you're going to have less of a sandwich style purchase. So use those washers when you're tightening this down and setting it up. But his is holding up. I see no issues. I know that they suggest not. One thing is when you take your belt off and you're going to put it away for the day, don't leave your holster and especially in your firearm onto it, because that gives it weight and it does mold to weight. So what I like this, and they do say that it molds to you after some time, and I could already feel it just from the time that I had it. It just molds to my leg a little better, so I'm really happy with it. So that's it. It was just a quick video. Just wanted to show you the Guardian Warrior Solutions bang hanger. Well priced. They make tons of other stuff on their website if you need it, like attachments for this holster system. They make a little wing so you could put like a tourniquet, add something else on it. And again, they have all the other adapter systems for mag pouches, especially if you're using like the Tech Lock and whatnot. If you're not, they make them specifically for the Dynamic Principle Solutions cancelable mag pouches, what you see here on my belt. I've done a video on that, so check out Dynamic Principles as well, and Guardian Warrior Solutions with the bang hanger. I'm about it. I'll give you guys a further review down the road when I have a lot of paces to it and some time, and let you know how it holds up. But if guys are wearing it on duty, it's for a reason. So I'm happy with it. Check them out, guys, at Guardian Warrior Solutions. That's it for now, and I will see you on the next one. Dale.